1, 2, 1, 2, 3. There are a total of 8 songs on the record, 5 of which are originals, and 4 of those were written by me. The 5th, which is titled DILBERT, was written by Mike after I asked him if he would be interested in contributing a song of his own to the record. The other 3 songs are Reincarnation of a Lovebird, which was written by Charles Mingus. It's a bit of a standard. Pallet Town, which is a nostalgic 90s video game throwback. And Living Proof, which is a song by one of my favorite singer-songwriters, Gregory Alan Isakov. The record is titled Hats Off, simply after the title track. And we chose that track to represent the album because it was the most specifically written for our instrumentation of just mandolin and bass. For several months leading up to the recording, I had been listening to as many duo recordings as I can, be it mandolin bass, guitar piano, mandolin piano, and a couple that really stood out to me were, of course, the Christy Lee Edgar Meyer recordings, but also Jim Hall and Charlie Hayden. And I tried to incorporate that in some of the writing of the song. It's a little bit of a trip outside of the jazz genre to an extent. It includes a little bit of bluegrass and a little bit of funk. Mike was actually the first person that I reached out to when I knew that I was interested in putting together a duo record. In part because I knew how incredibly talented he is at the bass, but also because we grew up together. We grew up on adjacent streets and went to a couple of the same schools before we ultimately took different paths around high school. But we hadn't played together since, and I thought it would be good to catch up. And man, was it fun to play together once we did. When Mike and I started talking about recording, one of the first suggestions that he gave me for a studio was Nolan's, and that happened real quick. He gave me his number, I called him, and Nolan said he was interested, so we met up, and it was a great experience after that. I'm incredibly honored to record with him and also with Mike. This mandolin is particularly special to me in that it's the first instrument that I both designed and built with the help of my stepfather. We put about 3.5 months into the process of creating it, and it feels very good to put it on a record. It's a little different than your typical F-style 8-string mandolin in that it has 4 strings and more of an archtop guitar style body, but it was based on a combination of a luthier who I admire very much, Paul Lestock, and his jazz bow mandolins, and the older style Benedetto archtop guitars. I really wanted to get that kind of vintage jazz tone out of it, and I think I've accomplished that to some extent.